It's not a huge surprise, but this still means that he's going to be facing 3 charges. We've got the national security law on 2, and this colonial-era sedition charge, which he will now have to face.
So this is an early defeat for Jimmy Lai in what's set to be a 3-month-long trial. His lawyers had hoped to throw this out. They'd argue that the charges were brought after a sort of 6-month window, which legally prosecutors have to bring sedition charges. The judges today have come back to that wasn't the case. It was a continuing offence, and they have ruled that the sedition charge will go ahead. The government's ramped up its use of the colonial-era sedition law in recent years, and the reason for that is sedition is an easier charge to prosecute. So this is definitely a blow for Jimmy Lai, but as you said, not particularly unexpected.
So what happens next? I mean, this trial is slated to take, 80 days have been given over for it. So you've got those 2 other national security charges on top of this. What's the general feeling on all this, and what are foreign governments also saying?
I mean, to answer your first question first, the overall feeling is, Jimmy Lai has a very slim chance of beating these charges. The NSL has a 100% conviction rate so far. But also, I think just the way that they've challenged the sedition law this week, the use of it rather, shows that Jimmy Lai has a brilliant legal team. They are going to make the government work for all of these charges. They're going to be looking at points of the law as well as sort of the actual sort of meat of the accusations. So it's going to be an interesting trial in terms of how the prosecution make their case and where the judges land. Foreign governments have been clear about this trial. For them, it's political, and this is an attack on freedom of speech. Jimmy Lai is on trial in the next couple of months for saying and writing, publishing things that previously were perfectly legal in Hong Kong and were enshrined in the agreement that the Brits signed with the Chinese government when they handed Hong Kong back over to Beijing for the sort of 50 years of sort of special kind of conditions here. And the British government's been very outspoken about the fact that they think this trial just shows how China has violated that agreement now.
Very quickly, anything from Beijing here?
Beijing maintains that Jimmy Lai is one of the biggest agitators to peace in Hong Kong, and that these trials are absolutely necessary for national security law. They'll be very glad to see him behind bars for the rest of his life if that's what happens.